Hey guys, it's Brianna. Welcome back to another video. Today's video is a story time on why I got in a fight in 4th grade. But before this video begins, make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe, and turn on the post notifications so you'll get notified every time I post a new video. Now let's get started. Before we get into the why I got in a fight, let's go a little bit back in time. So I grew up in a Mexican household, and obviously my first language was Spanish. And my family had to talk in Spanish because my grandparents didn't know English. I was taking Spanish classes kinder through 3rd grade, okay? So 4th grade came, and 4th grade was my first English class. Guys, my English was so bad. It was horrible. The teacher would ask me for something and I would be like, which one? I didn't know. She was asking me for a stapler. I didn't know what a stapler was. I had to tell my friend, what does she want? Because I didn't know what she was talking about. That's how bad it was. I didn't know what a stapler was. So the teacher didn't like me. The teacher, I would like speak Spanish sometimes, and she would tell me, oh, you can't be speaking Spanish. Like, you're in an English class. You need to speak English. And I was like, oh, okay. And whenever we were doing work, obviously we were doing it all together, and I tried to like answer the question, and she would always ignore me. I was like in front of her, and she would always ignore me. Here is where I started to be bullied by my skin color. People would call me black, and they would be like, oh, you're black, like, things like that. I would tell the teacher, and the teacher wouldn't do anything. She would tell me, no quiero chismes. When I would ask her for help, she would never help me. I would have to ask my friends. And when other people asked for help, she would always help them. And I was like, I obviously felt kind of sad because like she was ignoring me. She didn't want to help me. This one time I was absent to school. So we were learning math, and I didn't know how to do it. And she was like, oh, you're gonna stay with me for lunch, like for recess and for PE, so you can learn how to do this. And I was like, oh, I don't want to stay here. Like, I want to go outside and have fun, play with my friends. I made sure by myself, you guys, I learned how to do the problems because nobody could help me. She was like, we're gonna learn. Don't ask anybody else for help. They're working. Don't bother them. So, and I was like, oh shoot, like, I need to do this by myself. Like, I want to learn because I want to go outside and have fun with my friends. We were gonna go to PE, I think, and we were doing math. And then she was like, okay guys, so you guys need to come to the board and solve this for me. Do this for me. What are they asking for? I already knew what to do. So she was asking everybody else, and I kept raising my hand because I wanted to answer, the question, because I wanted to show her that I knew how to do it so I could not stay there. And she would always like skip me. Like, I was like, she's gonna keep me here. I stood up and I was like, I want to answer the question. So she was like, okay, come. And I answered the question, and then she was like, okay, you're not gonna stay here anymore. And I was like, yes. I was like, I'm gonna go have fun. And yeah, I went to PE and I went to recess. There was this new girl. This was around October or November. This girl, she was also a morenita. She would call me black, and she would always say, that's so embarrassing. And I was like, what? She's like, you don't know how to speak English. And I was like, I just ignored her. I would sit next to her, and she would always kick me, and she would always tell the teacher that it was me. She would tell the teacher believed her and didn't believe me, and the teacher would always believe her. And I would always remember, like, you said that you don't want chismes. My grades were pretty bad. Like, I had good grades, and then when I got to 4th grade, my grades were really bad. I was being bullied. I couldn't focus in school. So then I told my mom, I was like, this girl, she's bullying me, she doesn't leave me alone, everybody tells me things too, and I tell the teacher and she doesn't care, like she doesn't want me to tell her anything, but whenever she tells her something, like the teacher tells me something. So my mom went to the school because I had talked to the principals and they didn't do anything. So she went and had a talk with them. She was like, you guys need to do something about this. So we were in recess and we were gonna plan a game, and I was just standing there, right? And this girl pushed me and I fell to the ground and I almost hit my head on the cement. So I got up, grabbed her from her ponytail, pulled her down, y con el puño cerrado, siempre me decía mi papá, if you're gonna get in a fight, you have to fight like this, con el puño cerrado. I had her down here and I started punching her. I remember I left a chichon on right here, and I was still punching her. And then she was like, let go of me, let go of me. And I was like, no. And she was telling me to stop. And I was like, no. These twins nos agarraron. So I couldn't punch her anymore. I was still holding on to her ponytail. And I was like, okay, I need to stop. So I let her go after a while because they were trying to separate us. And then this teacher came. She took us to the office. I was so mad. There's no video. We didn't have our phones. We went with the principal and they called my mom. Are you Brianna's mom? She's like, yeah, what happened? Your daughter got in a fight. You need to come. And then my mom was like, she wasn't believing them. Like, she didn't believe them. She was like, what do you mean my daughter got in a fight? And she's like, yes, your daughter is Brianna, right? She was like, yeah, well, she got in a fight. And yeah, it was me right there. She got to the school and she saw me sitting there. I got in a fight, mom. I finally defended myself. Got suspended for 3 days, whatever, came back, and she was absent. She was being absent. And before we went on vacation for Christmas, she was like, hey, you know, like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I was bothering you. And, you forgive me? And I was like, yeah. You guys, I was still the nice kid. So I was like, yeah, it's fine. And then when we came back from Christmas break, she was gone. She was gone. She never came back. Ever since then, that fight, I would always tell my dad, like, I want to learn how to fight. I didn't go to like classes to learn how to fight. It was more like my dad, because my dad did get in many fights when he was younger. And if this is happening to you guys, and if it's hard for you to defend yourself, I get it. Like, I know I went through it. It was hard for me to defend myself, but nobody else is going to help you. Nobody else is gonna help you. So you need to stand up for yourself. After the fight, people respected me. The people who knew that I got into a fight, me gané el respeto. And that's something my dad also told me. Te tienes que ganar el respeto. In middle school, people would talk behind my back. They would talk smack about me. But something you need to remember, something you need to know is they're talking behind your back for a reason. You know, I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud of, you know, I like my color. Like, I like it, you know. I like my skin tone. Now, sometimes I do get sunburn. Let me tell you guys, I get sunburn really quick and really good. Really good. And I play a sport, I get sunburn. You know, I always get sunburn. You guys, I can't be outside for 10 minutes because I get burned in 10 minutes and good. really good. Don't feel bad about yourself. Que te valga lo que diga la otra gente. Ya terminé. Hasta mi mamá ya terminó la comida, ya quiero ir a comer. Ok, bye guys.